to this episode of What's Next. I'm your boy Caleb, joined by my boys Jay Rob. How we feeling, Jay? Rube, how we feeling?
Going good.
Dope, how you feeling?
Good, man. What's up?
Rory, how we feeling, Rory?
Feeling great, man.
Hey, man. Happy opening day to everybody who celebrate, but with baseball starting up, that means NBA playoffs is right around the corner. And
best time of the
us
year.
all being saying best time of the year, Ant?
Yes, sir. The best time.
Us being Sixers fans, man, we haven't seen much success from our team going deep into the postseason in recent memory. Even though we've had great teams throughout the last few years. The one common denominator, though, best center in all of basketball, one of the top 5 players in all the game, Joel Embiid, who for the third straight year is going toe-to-toe with Nikola Jokic for MVP. I think he's the MVP. To me, there's no question about it. Joel Embiid deserves the MVP. He was robbed from it last year. I get why they gave it to Jokic the year before that, but if you want to talk in terms of what Embiid has done for this Sixers team, I think there's no question that he is the most valuable player in the NBA. He's the most skilled center and averaging 30 points. And he's the leading scorer in the NBA, if I'm not mistaken, as the center. So, I mean, that goes hand in hand, and everybody wants to throw in the Nikola Jokic stats. But another thing they don't account for is how terrible defense this man plays. He plays little to no defense.
Gosh, terrible.
Like awful defense. He gets subbed out of games for his defense, which that's not what an MVP does. If you ask me, if you want to talk about terms of MVP, I would take Giannis as a more valuable player than Jokic. But that's a separate conversation if we want to have that one. But Joel Embiid, I want to hear your thoughts. J. Rob, who you give the edge to win MVP this season, and why should they win the MVP?
Like you said, I don't really think there's no question that JoJo should win it this year. I mean, he's been playing his mind off like past 3 years, and like, can you really give Joker the MVP 3 years in a row, bro? Like, that's just going to be crazy to me if they do that. I think it's just be like, I think it'll be all politics after that if that happens. Because we seem like he only got, one MVP vote last year?
Embiid, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
He got one first place vote, yeah.
One first place vote.
Yeah.
Being the leader.
What happened?
Last year, he was a scoring leader.
Yeah.
One as a center, 7-2.
And he's about to do it again for the
averaging 34.
Yeah,
he's averaging like 33. But like, I think my problem is with like the NBA is that every year there's a new agenda. So like, I think Jokic and Embiid are like 2 points away of like this MVP ladder race. And Joel is obviously the most dominant center in the league. And he has been over the last 3 years, offensively and defensively. Like, you hear blocked by Embiid like every fucking game. Every game. But, Jokic constantly gets subbed for not only his defense, but like, the only thing he does better is he creates more spacing for his team. And now this season, he averages a triple-double, which is his agenda, which is what everyone is starting to love. But my problem is that, like, Brody's done that for, like, 3 seasons straight. So why wasn't he the MVP 3 seasons straight? Why does it now just matter about Jokic? That, to me,
I think they try to pull the card where JoJo don't really play, like, the extended amount of games that all the other MVPs do. But the year that Giannis won, he missed a ton
more.
of games. Oh, he missed more.
Yeah.
More.
Mm-hmm. So
I think Embiid's missed 14, Giannis 16, and he still won it. So, like, to me, that's just irrelevant.
Yeah. Agreed. How about you, Ed? How you feel?
Embiid. Embiid's the man. So when you watch Sixers games, everything flows through Embiid. Offensively, defensively, we're just so much better with him on the court than him off the court that when you watch the Nuggets, it's kind of like the same thing. The whole offense revolves around Jokic and his playmaking ability. But I think that like he has just better offensive players as a whole compared to the Sixers, where we start PJ Tucker. There ain't no PJ Tucker in the Nuggets lineup. He got Aaron Gordon, who's a lob threat, Michael Porter Jr., who's 6'10" and can shoot over anyone. And then he plays pick and roll with Jamal Murray, who you saw them in the bubble against the Clippers. They annihilated the Clippers with their pick and roll offense. The two of them. The Clippers couldn't even guard that.
I feel like they got better role players too.
Junior.
Yeah, and then their bench, they got guys off the bench that come in and contribute crazy.
They got Bruce Brown, like
yeah, exactly. Bruce Brown.
Their bench is way deeper. Yes. Their bench is 100%.
I don't know if their bench is deeper, but I say that like their bench guys do more than what our bench guys do. They can do more. Like all of our bench guys, they can all shoot. So Niang, Milton, who else? Niang, Milton. Yeah, Milton is Shake.
Oh, I thought you said DeAnthony because he's coming.
Oh, DeAnthony, yeah, Melton.
Yeah.
They all shoot 40% from three. And everyone except like Melton, he can guard defensively. He causes havoc defensively. But other than that, like our bench is full of shooters. Like, they're just gonna come in the game and shoot threes off of Harden and Embiid breaking down the defense, and then they'll just find the open man. So they're like limited. Whereas the Nuggets will play a whole bench lineup sometimes. Like they'll take all their starters out the game and have their whole bench in the game, and then obviously their bench is going to do as good as their starters because you got fucking Jokic and Murray and all them in the starting lineup. So their bench may look worse, but if they've played with the starters, I think they would seamlessly go with the starters just as well as they play by themselves.
Well, they got starters on the bench too, the Nuggets. They got Jeff Green or something. He could be a starter. They got Carwell Pope, Bruce Brown, Thompson Bryant. They got a lot of key players on the bench too.
Yeah, so when you look at that, when you look at what Jokic has available to him, Embiid, our offense is the pick and roll game with Harden and Embiid. Like that's how we win games. And if that's not available, we lose. Like it's just we can't play isolation ball. You know, like it's just what it is. And Jokic has so much available to him when it comes to his starting lineup and his bench that he could pretty much do the same thing with bench guys on the floor with him, with Jamal Murray on the bench. So I think when you look at what Embiid has to do for this offense, for this team to be successful on both ends of the floor, that's my biggest thing is that Jokic is so bad defensively. No one wants to look at that. Everybody wants to look at the advanced analytics when it comes to Jokic to win this award. Now, Rory, we still haven't heard your thoughts. What do you think about the MVP race and who should get it and why?
I'm gonna say Joel. Only because like you can tell like our offense is so much different when you're not on the floor. Like the plus minus is totally different, bro. Like if we don't have Joel playing, I feel like we can lose any game. But when Joel's on the court, I feel like we can win any game.
Right.
I mean, you could say that about all the MVP.
I think you can say that about every superstar, though, right?
Because especially like and I was just talking about that with Jokic. The plus minus with Jokic on and off the court is so crazy because when Jokic is off the court, it's all bench lineup.
Right.
Like they don't stagger their stars, whereas we'll have Embiid in the game with bench guys. Like he'll play with Shake, he'll play with Melton, he'll play with those two as the guards instead of playing with Maxey and Harden. So Jokic's plus minus on and off the court is probably as crazy as ever. Giannis probably isn't because the Bucks are, my opinion, the best team in the NBA in terms of just what they got available to them. I've seen them play without Giannis, and they look functional. They could win like 50 games if they didn't have Giannis on their team, honestly, because I think they have the requisite parts to just do it.
Bro, if they play like the Hawks first round, they probably wouldn't even need Giannis, honestly.
Yeah, agreed.
Like it's just that good.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
I can't say anything about that. And then another
look
thing
at
too is
yeah,
why I really think Embiid should really be the MVP is because they always try to say that Jokic is he's so much better at playmaking than Embiid, and they try to that's what they start because Jokic averages 10 assists a game or whatever. But if you watch Embiid, the one problem with Embiid, like the years prior, was that he wasn't making the right decisions when defenses were trying to like double and triple team him. And I can tell he's been getting better at that year in, year out. But this year has really been the best I've seen him. Embracing the double team, seeing over the defense, making accurate passes to shooters, and they're getting in positions where they can hit shots. Like Embiid, I think Embiid has a triple double this year. Like he's had
yeah.
games where he's gotten like 7, 8 assists because he's moving the ball the right way, finding an open man, and he has trust in his guys to hit shots. So it's not like years prior where he's trying to score every single possession. Like he's now embracing the team. He's showing height and IQ.
But when did it just come down to a guy that's playmaking? Like he got to be a playmaker to win the MVP. Like it came to the point where if you was just that guy leading the team, you were going to win the MVP. Like
Yeah.
Kevin Durant wasn't really like making plays back in what was it
2014
days.
2014. Like he wasn't playmaking.
No, he just dominant.
He was just dominant.
Yeah.
And that's what Embiid is. That's what he's been the past 3 years. He's been dominant.
Yeah.
So like
and like I think what Ruben said, they changed the narratives on how they give out that award every year. So when Jokic won it the 2 years ago, the first MVP he won, yeah. The Sixers had the best record in the East, and we were 1 seed in the playoffs. And I'm thinking, okay, like, why can't Embiid win the MVP that year? Like, we're the best team in the East.
In the East.
Yeah, but now we look at the East this year. The East is definitely better than the West. But now since the Nuggets have the best record in the West, they're the 1 seed. Now it's Jokic has to be the MVP. He's averaged a triple double on the best team in the West. But then last year when he won the MVP, he didn't have Murray, he didn't have Porter the whole year, and they were like the 6th seed, while the Sixers were top 3 in the East again, and Embiid led the league in scoring. So, and then they gave it to Jokic because he did what he did without his guys, basically.
Right.
I feel like
once he has his guys back,
they gave it to him because the matchup last year when Joel played Jokic.
What happened then?
I don't think Joel had a good game, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I can see that, but look at this year. Look at last time when they played each other. Joel absolutely dominated Jokic, like dominated him.
Bro, he told Draymond went on air and said that Joker was hard. He was harder to guard or whatever he is.
Yeah. And
he came in to Golden State. He said, you know what? You know, he gave us that Jordan. He gave us that Kobe.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, word, that's what you think? I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna drop 40."
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's the you gotta have, especially when you know, like you already got, you know, others saying this and about you, and you only got that first round, that first place vote last year. Right. So I'm gonna just go harder. I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna give him a reason to not choose me as the MVP.
Do you think, when you talk about giving him a reason, do you think, because everyone is making a big deal now, because the game before Sixers played the Nuggets, when was that? Like last week, when they were supposed to play, and he sat out. Do you think that hurt his chances to be MVP? Do you think it should hurt his chances?
It shouldn't.
Because it's against Denver is why it's going to hurt him.
I agree. I agree. But I'm saying right after that game happened, Jokic MVP odds went right back up to the top because Embiid sat out. That was what happened.
Which is crazy.
And I think they're looking for every little thing. One little mistake. They never talked about the 5-game losing streak that the Nuggets had, that they lost to the worst teams in the league 5 straight games. They never mentioned that. But But all they talked about was Jokic stats. But was those stats equaling wins? No. 5 straight games against the worst teams in the league. They go 0-5. And he averaged a triple-double in those 5 games. But y'all ain't going to talk about the losses. Y'all ain't going to talk about him getting subbed out for defense in the fourth quarter or him missing 3 straight clutch free throws and with the game on the line. They ain't going to talk about that, though. Which is what I'm saying. They're looking for every little thing to take away from Joel Embiid, which us as Philly fans, we've seen for so long in every sport. They didn't want to give Bryce Harper the MVP in 2021, but they had to. There was no other choice. This past year with Jalen Hurts, he proved he should have been the MVP. Did Patrick Mahomes have an outstanding season? Of course he did. But they predicted Jalen Hurts to be the reason the Eagles wouldn't succeed. And look what happened. He got to the Super Bowl. So when it comes to Philadelphia athletes,
look what happened when he was out and what happened in the games that he didn't play.
How does that show that he's not that's literally proving that he's the most valuable player?
So do you guys think that like sports as a whole, which is really broad, this is a broad question, has like their own agenda against the city of Philadelphia?
Yes.
Which is so like it's so wild to say because like
definitely
realistically, like look at this year. Like
I think they do though.
I think they do too. I think there's a personal one against Joel Embiid is one. Yeah. I think Patrick Mahomes is that star boy for like the NFL, and like those kind of protect him. Like,
boy.
And in terms of baseball, I mean, like I don't, bro. Like they hate the Phillies. They've always hated the Phillies. Like it's just been known.
Yeah,
but bro, I hate on the Eagles too.
I mean, absolutely, but
the media just hates Philly fans because like we just love our teams, like.
Yeah,
which I don't understand.
It's like no other love, bro.
I don't understand the narrative.
Us though, I don't think it's us.
I've heard a lot of people, especially
honestly, I think it is us.
Yeah,
I think like so many analysts hate our noise that they will actually want our guys to not succeed.
Yeah.
Because
do y'all remember?
That's actually a good take because I've heard that we're too hard on our superstars.
Think about it though. Like if our superstars don't get that recognition from these analysts and they don't get their awards, like we kind of give them that sort of love because they don't get that from like anyone else.
If you go to work and you're doing a bad job, and at the end of the year, I mean at the end of the month or whatever, you have your evaluation meeting. Your boss is not going to sit there and pat you on the back and say, "Yeah, you can do a better job."
He's going to hold you responsible. 100%.
He's going to hold you responsible.
Yeah. And that's what we do. And I think a fan base, we do that the best of any fan base in any sport. We hold our superstars responsible, and that's why I think they say, "Oh no, the Philly fans are so unrealistic. They hate their superstars." I'm like, no, we don't. We actually love our superstars and want them to succeed. But when they don't hold up to their level that we should expect them to play at, we're gonna say something about it. Like
Joel Embiid also like went out and he said like after a game on an interview, it's like, yeah, like I hear the noise. I've been booed. Like I get it. I deserve it.
Yeah.
You think I'm playing like crap?
Same thing Harper said.
Hell yeah, like of course you do. But like they want us to just like, all right, and I understand both sides, right? So like one side is like support your superstar, don't boo him, be like, come on, like you got it, sort of thing. But how do you truly make that noise in a game?
No, bro.
You whistle them and they like hear that noise and that's just fire. But it actually that right there like creates character because then you look at people like Ben Simmons and they couldn't handle that. But that's all mentality.
Dude, 5 years, 177 million. And I'm finna pat you on the back for passing up a game-winning layup?
Nope.
Man, come on. I have no words.
I mean, I know you got it next time, man. No, you was in that position. You were supposed to take advantage at that moment. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, nah, you got it, man. You got and then
young on you.
Huh? The only thing I'll say about that is people try to say like that play lost us the game, where I don't agree. I don't agree with that. So when everyone tries to blame Simmons for that series, and I don't think that in a sense is fair.
Me neither.
It's not his fault we lost to the Hawks. Like other people on the court were wilding just in Game 7 alone. That led to us losing that game. Like, okay, he passed up the dunk. It's a ridiculous play, but that alone did not lose us the game.
No, agree. But I think that's in every kind of circumstance, though. Like, not one player loses a particular game.
Yeah,
like,
but you can. But the social media consensus was that Simmons lost
Oh
us the
yeah,
series.
100%. I agree.
Like,
I understand.
Blatantly his fault. When you
No.
got Embiid out there, he had like 8 turnovers that game. He's throwing the ball into the 30th row, and no one said anything about that.
Yeah.
Matisse fouls Trae Young on a 3-point attempt when we're down 2.
Right.
Gives him 3 free throws. No one says anything about that either. So it's like,
agree. Yeah.
when I'm Simmons, I'm like, yo, okay, I passed up the layup, but come on now.
His aggression just wasn't there. If you go back and look at least like game 5 through 7, his aggression just wasn't there.
That's true. I'm not saying it's not true, but you can't say that he's the sole reason we didn't win that series. But I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm saying people will say that though.
Right.
Like, and it's not accurate.
I agree. It's not accurate.
No.
But in any situation where a big game is lost like that, it's never just on one guy. But you also can point to the fact that he wasn't aggressive in game 5 through 7. And the fact that when we do point that out and you come at us with that response that you did and going into the next year, that's when we're going to hold you accountable. Like, bro, that's how you're going to act after we just try to hold you accountable for a mistake that you made?
Yeah, we put too many expectations on him. You should have just never put those expectations. He just was never that guy to begin with.
Bro,
we just thought he was that guy, and he's never that guy.
Was the first overall.
You have to.
He just wasn't that guy.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't put those expectations on him?
No, I'm saying we put too high of expectations on him.
But what else do you expect us to do?
He's a superstar.
First round overall pick.
I'm not saying you're wrong for doing it. I'm just saying that's what we did. Like, he just never was gonna be that guy.
So you're not saying that
we were calling him. People were calling him the next LeBron. Next LeBron. You kidding me? The next LeBron.
People won't say that. People won't say that.
You got Stephen A. Smith on First Take saying Ben Simmons is a jump shot away from being LeBron James. He was saying that for years. Meanwhile,
I'm talking about
the dude never shot a shot outside of 10 feet, but he's gonna get a jump shot all of a sudden. It's ridiculous.
Like, he definitely did in college, and he did during like that summer league, which is bizarre to me. How like
it was never his game was never LeBron. It was more Giannis than anything. And the problem we did, we put him at the wrong position to begin with. Anyway, we took a guy who never played point guard in high school. He didn't play point guard at LSU, and we drafted him number 1 overall and said, "You are our point guard of the future."
So why
the hell
has
that ever happened in history?
Why the hell, when we brought in Jimmy Butler to take him off the ball, he was complaining about that. He didn't like that.
Because he's had the ball in his hands for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying, mad too.
But why? If we're trying to put you back in a position that you were comfortable with, that we see you most dominant in.
I think you probably saw it as a step back.
I mean, bro, if you draft me with the intention, if you draft me with the intention of I'm the one with the ball. I'm the one with the ball. I'm making all the decisions. Why are you bringing someone else in to do what you asked me to do?
You got to adapt as a player. People come in, people go. It happens. AD was like, bro, he was dribbling up top. He had the ball up top in New Orleans. And he went with LeBron, and he had to play more off the ball. He had to play more high post action.
He's a big man, though. He's always played like that, regardless. He had
Drew
Holiday.
He adapted, bro.
He changed his game.
Yeah, but he's played like that before, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like that when he got drafted, he wasn't just given the ball right away to just do whatever he wanted at the top of the key. He had to show he could do it.
I'm just saying, bro, it happens all the time. Though. D-Wade was on the ball in Miami for all of his career. Bron comes in. Now he's off the ball. Now they got to have a point guard, too. And it's just, bro, guys got to know how to adapt. They got to know how to evolve. It just happens that way. And for him to, like, be, like, a drama queen about it, I just didn't like that.
I can understand why he acted the way he acted in that situation, though. That's all I can say about that. If you draft me, Jed, and you say you are our future, why are you bringing someone else in to do what you asked me to do?
I want to win.
Why not have that trust in me to do what I'm supposed to do?
He didn't.
So
He
trade
didn't
me.
evolve.
So trade me.
3 years.
You can't have win at the end of the game because you can't hit free throws.
So they should have traded. So they should have traded him and paid Jimmy Butler. That's what they should have did. If you're gonna sign Jimmy Butler and take the ball out of his hands, get rid of him. He's not what you thought he was. Get rid of him. Why keep him?
Oh, why don't you be a pro and adapt?
Why not just get rid of him?
But
Why can't you?
Are you saying that Ben Simmons should have right there requested a trade, or Philly should have been like, now, like, we're not even going to see if you can adapt in another position. We're just going to give you away.
Yes.
That's what you're saying they should have.
Both.
Oh,
If Ben Simmons if Ben Simmons really felt that way, that yo, why y'all taking me off the ball? Trade him. We all saw that he couldn't be on the ball. So I mean, why are you gonna get someone else to do his job and then keep him on the team?
we got him in a trade first of all.
Jimmy Butler, yeah.
Got him in a trade. So like we was like obviously like they were just seeing what works best, and that's what worked. Why don't you want to win for the better of the team?
That's what we're talking about.
What I'm saying is get rid of him. Get other players that are gonna fall in line. Now you have Jimmy with Embiid and Tobias.
Tobias can kick rocks. That's all I care.
Even better.
What is so wrong with Tobias? I really don't.
He's trash,
bro. He's the third highest paid player in the NBA.
I'm trying to figure out like what is so bad about Tobias Harris.
Third
his
highest paid
contract
player.
that he got, he is not the player that he is. That's what's bad about him.
He's the third highest paid player in the NBA. Only Steph and Bron make more than him.
He has never made an All-Star team.
Okay.
And he's
the fourth option on our team. And he's the third highest paid player in the league.
So Tobias is bad because of his contract, or
yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Everyone always talks about his contract when they don't talk about his game. They talk about his contract. Yeah, they don't.
I'll tell you why. His game is one dimensional. He has one move.
Okay.
And if he can't get that move, he's just not capable as a player to just be able to get his own shot.
So I'm gonna ask you this question: if you have Jimmy Butler and Embiid, Tobias Harris can't be the third best player on the team, and you can't win a championship with him.
No.
Why?
No.
You talking about with Maxey on the team as well, or no?
It depends.
Sure. Maxey's on the team. I mean, I don't.
The Maxey
I don't think you draft Maxey when you have.
I don't really see why Maxey even. I don't think Maxey matters.
He's too high and cold, bro. He had a stretch in the bubble where he absolutely dominated. We was like, okay, like this is the player that we played him to be. And then when it got to like the playoff time, or it got to the time where you really needed him, he got strong.
We all can agree that Tobias' contract is awful. Yes. We can all agree on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
If Tobias Harris is your third option and your first two options are ball dominant, he's a good third option. You can win a championship with him as a third option. Like we was talking about, if I say trade Ben Simmons, Maxey, and Thibault to Portland, and you get Dame Lillard. Mm-hmm. If you have a trio of Dame, Embiid, and Tobias Harris, you can't win a chip.
Let me ask you a question. Who's Nuggets' third option?
Porter.
Is he better than Tobias?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
Bro, don't tell me you can't get Tobias over Michael Porter, bro.
I might. All Michael Porter does is shoot. He shoots threes. What does he do? What else does he do?
I can agree with that too.
What else does Michael Porter do on the court?
Who's Son's third option?
Right now? With KD?
Is he better than Tobias? We're talking about this year. Or we're talking about the year that. Which year are we talking about?
Are we talking about the Suns
right
now?
Who's the Suns' third option? The third option on the Suns is Ayton.
It's Ayton.
As those three with our those three on our roster, and Tobias the third option, can you win a championship? What year are you talking about
What?
Are you talking about this year? Oh, in recent years.
Any year.
That's what I'm saying. So now let's say we have Jimmy Butler, Joel, and then Tobias. Are we beating the Suns with their lineup now?
Yeah. Why not? Why can't we beat them?
Current Suns?
I don't get it.
We beat the current.
You talking about the Sun? You saying? All right. Hold on.
Wait, so you're saying that potential 2019 team versus the 2023 Suns with KD, Book, and Ayton. If that,
or are you saying the Sixers now? Or are you saying the Sixers just in general this year with Butler, Embiid, and Harris against this year's Suns?
I was thinking about when we had
when Giannis played against them.
When we had
all right, so you're saying when we actually had Jimmy Butler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So Jimmy, Tobias Harris, and Embiid.
And that bench and that team.
Yes. Why not?
Not gonna lie.
Beat them. We can beat them.
I don't. Yeah, maybe we can, but I don't think Michael Porter is like Michael Porter's over Tobias, bro.
By how much?
Like if we're talking about before injury, like even
bro, if you put Michael Porter on this,
if
you put Michael Porter on this Sixers team instead of Tobias Harris, they average the same amount.
That's because
14 a game.
I also want to mention Michael Porter signed a 5-year, $180 million with the Nugs, so they have similar contracts.
I don't think.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, if you put Michael Porter on the Sixers instead of Tobias Harris, it's the same thing.
He could do more. I mean, that's just how this lineup.
They both don't do much. They both
we don't
don't
know how
much.
Porter will look when they all was out. Like you had Joker out. You had who else? Jamal Murray out. Michael Porter, he was getting his own, bro. He was in his bag. If you put Tobias on the Clippers, like he was always playing off somebody else, bro. He could never just hold his own. And even you look at his game now.
Tobias was on the Clippers, he was their leading scorer.
I can attest to that. Like, bro, when Joel and Harden's not playing, bro,
he's just bigger. He's just bigger than everybody else.
Michael Porter can't dribble either. He just stands in the corner and waits for Jokic to give him the ball, and he just shoots it. That's all he does.
Because the offense is constructed. He don't have to do too much.
What did he do in Missouri?
Bro,
shoot over people. He didn't do anything. He just shot the ball over people because he's 6'10". He don't have to do anything. Bro. What did he do in high school?
Bro,
he's taller. He just shot over everybody. He didn't show no bag.
Look at his highlights and tell me if he was just sitting there waiting for the ball to come to him.
He gets the ball. He shoots over them. He's better than everyone on the court, so he can go by anyone he wants. Yes, it's high school basketball. He played AAU with Trae Young. You think he had the ball like that when he was playing with Trae Young? He was just standing there waiting for the ball. He's better than everyone else on the court. So when he gets the ball, he can go by somebody if he wants to. Or he can shoot it if he wants to. Now in the NBA, he doesn't have the handle to go by anyone he wants. So now he's a spot-up shooter. He's a damn good spot-up shooter, but that's what his role is.
That's what I'm saying. That's just how their offense is constructed. He don't have to do too much.
If he comes to the Sixers and he's in Tobias Harris's role, he's doing the same thing. He's standing in the corner waiting for Harden to give him the ball, waiting for Embiid to give him the ball to shoot the ball. He's going to average like 14 to 16 points a game.
Listen, I get what you're saying, bro, but Tobias is just like, if you just see his game, bro, it's like literally one-dimensional.
So was Michael Porter. This is what I'm trying to get in your head. Michael Porter's game is just as one-dimensional as Tobias Harris's game.
But Tobias can do more on this team than Michael Porter can do on that team. He just can't. That's the thing.
What more can Tobias do on this team?
He's able to do more if he can, but he can't.
How? I'm saying, how is he going to be able to do more?
Bro, he has
Embiid has the ball. Embiid has the ball every possession.
Tobias has the ball in the hand more than Michael Porter does.
Yes, he does. Is Michael Porter playing with Embiid?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Embiid takes like 20 shots a game.
That's what I'm saying. What you call is not taking that many shots.
Yeah, exactly. Embiid's taking 20 shots a game and 11 free throws a game. Then you got Harden, who has the ball all game. Then you got Maxey. Where are Michael Porter's shots coming from?
He's streaky. Like, he's just streaky as a player.
When Tobias Harris has it going, he can give you 25 any night.
But we're not talking about in the regular season. We're talking about in the playoffs. That's what I want to see. I want to see that.
I really don't think Tobias Harris has had bad playoffs. It's just that in the past.
I agree, man.
In the past, who have been our top three options? Embiid, Simmons, and Harris. When Simmons is one of your top three options, that guy has to overcompensate for Simmons because Simmons don't shoot. So now instead of now with this team that we have, I don't care if Tobias has 12 points in a playoff game, that's cool because we have Harden, we have Maxey. When we had Simmons and Harris and Embiid, Harris had to get 20, 25. He's not that guy. Which is why I don't know why the Sixers ever paid him. It made no sense.
Right.
They should have never paid him. Because now when you get paid that much money, now those expectations come.
Yes.
The same expectations that are going to come with Michael Porter when he goes in the playoffs and plays. They're going to expect him to get like 20 to 25.
Right.
It's not his role. He ain't going to do it. So when he don't do it, they're going to blame him. Like everyone blames Harris. They say, oh, we got to get rid of Harris. If Harris on this team right now, he's fine.
I say I don't think Harris is good for the contract.
If Embiid's going to average 30, and then Maxey and Harden are both going to average 20, why does Tobias Harris need to do anything?
It would just be cool. I think it would just be better if the guy who's making the third most money in the league averaged more than 12 points a game. That I say I don't like him because of the contract that we paid him. He's not doing nothing to live up to that contract.
He was never going to do that. We all know he's not that guy, which is why I don't know why they ever gave him that much money. But to say Michael Porter is going to do more on the Sixers now than Tobias Harris is going to do now is just not true.
I didn't say that. I said who's a better third option. I never said if you put Michael Porter on the Sixers, he's doing more. I never.
Well, who's a better third option?
Yeah.
Who's a better third option? I'm taking Tobias.
As a better third option than Michael?
Yeah, I'm taking.
Well, Tobias isn't even our third option. He's our fourth.
I'm just saying, like, if you were looking at...
And he has similar numbers to Michael Porter because Toby is averaging 15. Michael is averaging 7.
And it also matters who the top two options. It also matters who the top two options are.
Joe and Harden. Maxey was putting up like 18 or 20.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if your top two options are Embiid and Harris, I mean Embiid and Harden. Why can't Tobias be the third option?
All right.
So I don't see what the problem is right there. I don't get it.
I thought he was the third option.
He's
Tobias?
not. He is not the third option.
Maxey's the third option.
Maxey is definitely the third option.
100%.
That's what I'm saying. How do you have a contract constructed like that and you're the fourth option?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. Like,
and you're telling me he's supposed to be good.
Well, he's the best fourth option in the league.
I mean, that's true.
That's true.
I mean, that's a great conversation now. I mean, when you look at that,
in terms of our like starting lineup, like ours is definitely top 3 in the league. Like, yes, PJ's there, averaging 3, but like Toby being the fourth option is actually insane. His contract that value. But
do you watch Michael Porter play every night or something? Like, I don't get where this is coming from. I'm really interested about that. Like, I don't see
him coming out of college. Him coming out of college, I was a fan of Michael Porter, and I watched the summer league, watched some of the games, and I seen like what he's capable of doing. That's what I'm saying.
Which is
Because
what?
I'm saying he's able to create his own shot more than others think. And I watched him in the summer
So can
league.
Tobias.
Huh?
So can Tobias.
I don't think he has the same bag that Michael Porter does.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know. When I watch Tobias, when he's getting going, he's hitting mid-range pull-ups. He can hit spot-up threes. He can take guys off the dribble, hit post fadeaways on them. If he got a small guy on him, he just post them all the way up, hit hook shots over them. He can go by the guy. He can go by a slower four-man that guards him and created the basket. He's just not a playmaker. He's
isn't he
not
the
a
best in the
playmaker.
league at the corner three as well?
What's up?
He's like best in the league on a corner three.
Oh, his spot up shooting has improved significantly. Like
I will give him that. He does make a lot of spot up three. I will give him
that was the one thing that was really going to be.
Yeah, to adapt upon that once we got Harden.
Yeah, he had to get better at that once we got Harden, or else he was really going to be like see it because you were never going to get the ball. You're not going to get the. He needs the ball in his hands to make stuff happen because he needs to dribble. He needs to just dribble around, create space, and do all that stuff. Michael Porter is perfectly fine with just standing on the wing and waiting to get the ball and shooting over anyone who comes up to contest his shot. That's his game. That is his game. Tobias wants to create, and you ain't gonna have no space to create when you got Harden with the ball 90% of the time. Embiid with the ball, Embiid playing pick and roll with Embiid, who's gonna get the ball, jab, pull, or jab go by his man. And then you got Maxey just lurking, waiting for a whack closeout to run by somebody and go to the basket, and he throws up 35 footers. Those are your top three options. So yeah, he's not gonna get no shots. It's just a contract. That's all it is.
Right. When you look at these, obviously, looking at these two teams, speaking about the Nuggets and the Sixers, two great teams, two of the top teams in the league. When you look at the standings, obviously the East is more threatening than the West, and that's like a no doubter. The West is very weak this season. When you look at both sides, who are your guys' picks to come out of the West and the East this season? Playoffs is what, 6 games away. Everybody got about 6-7 games left in the season. Playoffs start. I'm picking the Suns in the West, especially with KD being back. I think the Suns are gonna. I just don't see the Nuggets being a threat in the West to Phoenix. So I'm picking the Suns in the West. Huh?
Why not?
I don't think there's anyone on the Nuggets that can guard Kevin Durant.
Well, I mean, no one can guard him.
Right, my point. So there's no one that can guard Kevin Durant. And with Kevin Durant, who are you going to double team? You going to double team KD and let Booker go off? And then CP, who was the best floor general in the NBA besides Bron, like when you look at that, and then Ayton, who's a great big man. I think the Suns are just especially that starting lineup is too good for the Nuggets. And Jokic is a terrible defender. I think Ayton could try to get his down low with Jokic on him, and nobody can stop Devin Booker or KD to begin with. With Chris Paul creating shots for everybody as well. So that's why the Suns are my pick to get out of the West, and I don't see anybody really else in the West competing.
Do you think the Suns can guard the Nuggets?
When you look at the defensive aspect, that's one thing as well. I think it'll be maybe a high scoring series. The Suns, yeah, I don't defensively. Besides, is Ayton? School me. Is Ayton a good defender?
He's all right.
He's okay.
KD
KD's definitely not a bad defender.
Yeah,
KD's not a bad defender. Devin Booker, does he guard?
I watched the game versus Minnesota the other night, and like KD was like taking on Ant-Man, like
guarding him. Yeah, yeah.
So like,
and KD is known for
KD
taking
can guard. KD can guard.
So that's what I'm saying. So
they were swarming defensively. They
right.
looked pretty good. Granted, it's Minnesota, but
Right. Yeah, but when you see that defensive energy, that gives you a cause to kind of think like if this is the team that they're going to be in the postseason, I don't think anybody can really stop it.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm
right.
just asking questions. I'm just trying to get a basis because I'm just trying to think about it. Think about the Nuggets. Like, all right, you got Jokic, you got Murray, who's shown playoff success. Yep. What the hell is Michael Porter going to give you?
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen there.
Because his game ain't putting the ball on the floor. He gonna have to shoot. You gonna have to shoot them spot up threes. It's gonna be different when KD closing out or Torrey Craig. Those dudes ain't 6'5". They 6'8", 7 foot. It's not an easy shot. So I'm saying we're gonna see what Michael Porter is made. This is that's why I like that we actually even talked about Michael Porter versus Tobias Harris, because now we're really gonna see what Michael Porter can do. Because I don't think he played in the playoffs.
The only thing is, if you're asking him to hit like 5 out of 9 or 6 out of 10 shots every game, like that's not.
You talking about shooting 60%? That's hard.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying if you shoot 40% from 3 for this year, you should shoot 40% from 3 in the playoffs. You shouldn't shoot 30. He could shoot 30. So what are we gonna say about him if he shoots 30% in the playoffs from 3? Just from 3.
Right. I hear you saying.
I don't know.
You never know what's gonna happen. What about the Warriors? How do you guys feel about the Warriors?
They won't win anything if they don't have Wiggins. They'll be a second round team maybe. They can beat the Kings without him, but after that they're losing.
Rory, you mentioned separately that you like Memphis coming out. Why do you like Memphis coming out of the West?
I don't know, bro. I feel like in the playoffs, I feel like you gotta have a decent or good bench. Like you gotta have key players in your starting five. And you gotta have a good bench, and you gotta play good defense. I feel like Memphis covers all those categories. They have 3-point shooting. They got ball handlers. They got a great bench. Defenders, you feel me? I feel like those are all categories that's going to make a good playoff team. And then, I feel like they talk a lot of shit. That's just because they're young. Like,
I think that gets them in trouble.
I feel like, that gives them trouble a lot. But I feel like they're past that. I feel like the John Morant incident, I feel like that humbled them. Not humbled them, but it humbled Morant. So they feed off Morant, if you ever realize.
I think Dylan Brooks gets them in trouble, to be honest. Dylan Brooks talks too much, and I think he's terrible.
He does a lot of shit.
Who we talking about?
Off the bench?
Is what?
Is Luke Kennard coming off the bench?
For Memphis? I saw him in the starting lineup. I saw him in the
off the bench. He be coming off the bench.
Oh, does he? Okay. I saw a couple games where he was starting. I don't know if he's like a consistent starter though.
Sometimes he starts, sometimes he don't. Like whenever Brooks not in trouble, he starts.
Okay.
Who what? I'm looking at their bench and I'm like, I don't see any guys there. I'm like, yeah, like this bench is lethal.
When you talk about defense, they got Brooks and Jaren Jackson, who probably is going to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. But I think besides the starting lineup, I don't really see much there. And definitely without Steven Adams, I don't think they win anything. Like, Steven Adams is their rebounder. Without him, what else do they have there?
We're talking about the Grizzlies.
We're talking about the Grizzlies.
They might lose in the first round.
That's what I'm saying.
Is Jared rebounding?
He does.
They might literally lose in the first round. I'm being dead.
He's a good defender.
I think otherwise.
I'm honestly looking at the bench. Like I only see like it's.
Yeah, they might. Depending who they get in the first round, they might lose.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna lose, bro.
Like I definitely don't see them winning 3 series.
Y'all said the Lakers. You said the Lakers has a good chance of making a deep playoff.
I have more confidence in the Lakers than I have in the Grizzlies, 100%. With everybody else,
I have more confidence in the Grizzlies than I have in the Lakers.
All right, perfect. In the playing, The Lakers are the AC right now.
Right.
I thought they was the
They
ninth.
go. No,
Nah,
they're
they're
the
the
eight right now. They're 8 right now. So they would play the 7 seed for the 7
Pelicans.
seed.
Right.
It's not the Pelicans. I don't think it's the Pelicans.
Is it not the Pelicans?
Wolves right now. Right?
It's
Like, right?
That was the
The seventh
Pelicans.
seed is
Oh,
the.
I think they beat the Timberwolves. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they beat the T Wolves and get the 7 seed, they would play Memphis first round.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that would
They're
be
beating them.
I think they're
I
I
beating
feel like
them. Yes.
Memphis is gonna
I think they
stink
beat
that
them,
ass.
too.
They're beating them.
No, they're beating Lakers are beating.
If they
Memphis.
don't, if Memphis don't have Steven Adams, they might lose in 5 because AD is gonna average 35 and 15. Jaren Jackson don't got nothing for him. With the full team, Bron,
we talking
D'Lo,
about we considering everybody healthy here. Yeah,
Austin
of course.
Reeves there.
Yeah,
They need Steven Adams.
They need Steven Adams.
If they get
to even have a
Steven
shot.
Adams, it'll go 7. And then
They
it'll
need
be up
Steven
for
Adams to have a
debate.
shot. I don't think without Steven Adams that they have one shot, like one snowball's chance in hell that they beat the Lakers. No
I
chance.
I think
I don't know.
otherwise, bro.
Hey, did you see you remember the Lakers when they made the play-in? They were in the play-in, and then they played the Suns in the playoffs.
Mhm.
If AD didn't get
Right.
hurt, they would have beat them in 5 games. And when AD was on the court, it was clear the Lakers are better than them.
With AD on the court and Bron on the court at the same time, like Lakers are better than a lot of teams in the West, bro. Like they just are, especially now with D'Angelo Russell.
They got
Like-
D'Lo. Austin Reeves is playing out of his mind.
Out
They
of
got
his mind
Vando,
right now.
who can guard anyone. And then their bench is improved too. They got some shooters and they got some scorers as well off their bench.
Mhm.
If all AD it's all on AD.
It's all on AD
Because Bron's
right.
gonna be consistent. And then like whatever you get from those other guys might vary, but AD needs to be
AD needs to be
the
what
top
you
10 talent
what he's
everyone
been.
says he is.
Elite.
It starts and ends with him.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta keep the ball in his hands. Like the head coach said, like you gotta run more plays for him. You gotta keep it going.
But he gotta demand the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you don't gotta run a fucking play for him. Give him the fucking ball. You should
Just
say,
run it.
"Yo, give me the ball and let me go." That's what he should say.
He should
Yo,
say
give me
that.
the ball.
So
Like he shouldn't be hiding.
So you guys think the Lakers, with health all in play, Lakers healthy, they have a legitimate shot to get out of the West and go to the finals?
Oh,
I'm asking you guys.
answer.
I'm asking you guys.
I've been talking too much. Y'all got it. I want to hear what y'all had to say.
Anything.
I don't think they beat the Suns. I don't think they beat the Suns.
Yeah,
But-
I think the Lakers have
I think they got a shot.
the best chance behind the Suns, healthy, to come
Right.
out.
I think that'll be a
I
great.
do think they can beat the Grizzlies.
What about the Clippers?
The Nuggets,
Yeah.
Clips, Warriors, T-Wolves. Like to me, like that I feel is almost logical. Like with the way they're all playing right now, healthy, LeBron coming back at full strength. You know, it's just the Suns are just they're just a powerhouse.
I think the Suns are just a juggernaut, bro. I think
This
I just don't
Suns
see
is
anybody.
to me like
I
you know.
don't think they're a juggernaut, but
I
really.
don't think they're a juggernaut neither.
Yeah, Juggernaut's little.
I don't think they're a juggernaut.
Oh,
Offensively, they're not.
No.
Offensively, they're not a juggernaut.
You think they're a juggernaut, bro?
A juggernaut. A juggernaut is the
Juggernaut
Warriors
is
with
when
KD.
Yes,
That's
what I was
okay.
gonna say. That's the
That
juggernaut.
is like no one was ever touching them.
That's a juggernaut.
That's a juggernaut.
I don't see
bro.
anybody. I don't see anybody in the West beating them. I got the Suns winning the NBA Finals, by the way.
a juggernaut, like when you got Steph, KD, Clay,
right. That's a
Draymond
juggernaut.
setting up everything. That's a juggernaut.
Right.
They got KD and Book
2000
with CP.
2012, Miami.
Ayton is so reliant on Chris Paul creating shit for him. Right.
Nah, he's actually working at like that mid range, bro.
They're not giving him the ball to work in the mid range.
I'm saying, bro, he's been working it though. Like that's where a lot of his points been coming from.
So with KD there, he's getting the ball in the mid range. How many times are you gonna get the ball in the mid range to operate with KD on the court? KD and Book.
It depends. It depends how their game plan is. When KD's out, and maybe you have Devin Booker and Aiden in together. Whenever they get their rest, that's when he can go ahead and contribute offensively.
I hope so.
They're all not going to be out at the same time,
right?
I don't think they're going to be out at all. But I mean, they might play. They're going to play like 40 plus minutes
in the postseason.
Yeah,
absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong the time, but I'm just saying the time that they're going to be off the court is probably going to be like 2-3 minutes. So I mean,
so who's y'all pick to get out of the West? Like, give me a team. Who's y'all pick? J-Rod, who you pick? Now, don't go with your heart and go with Bron. I'm talking about who you really think is gonna get out of the West. Don't go with your heart and go because I know you're gonna go with Bron.
Hey, I'm gonna take Suns and 6.
Suns and 6?
6 against the Lakers.
Suns and 6 against the Lakers. All right, Ruben, who you got getting up?
I got the Suns.
And what against who?
I think it's gonna be the Lakers too. Probably 7.
7. And
if it goes 7, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Especially when you got Mr. Game 7 on your side.
I do think KD's due again. I think with all the like tragic stuff that he had to indulge with the Nets last season, I actually think like a little bit of fate and luck, like it might be his time again. His own time. I mean, like, I don't know. Is this gonna be like another cheap ring for him? Like, y'all can decide, but like,
no,
this ain't like any war. This ain't like the Warriors situation,
but like it's close. It's like,
and who you got?
Whoa. Let me see these. I want to look at the standings before I really say who I think is gonna win.
All right, you look at that, Rory. Who you?
At the bottom half of the bracket, you could say Memphis, Warriors. You could say Nuggets, Lakers. You could.
No, because I want to see. I'm trying to see, like, at least from what today's standings look like, what the second round matchup would be.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah, okay. I'm also picking the Suns to make it against the Lakers. I also have Suns in 6. So, but definitely love to see Bron in the finals.
I'm going Warriors.
Warriors in
the Suns? Warriors against the Suns.
So you're taking the Warriors getting out of the West against the Suns. Okay.
I mean, because Draymond did say it. Like last year, their road to the finals was absolutely outlandish. Right. Because they had to go from San Fran all the way to the East Coast damn near to Memphis. Which I don't know why they're a freaking West Coast team now. But then they had to go to Dallas. And then after that, I forget what they go to. They went to who did they play after that?
They played the Celtics.
Then they played the Celtics in the finals too.
So like their road was a lot crazier. I mean, this one, if the season ended now, they're playing.
They play Sacramento.
Sacramento.
They right there.
Yeah, they're right there.
They play Sacramento, and then from there they would play whoever wins out of Memphis in the 7th seed. Let's say it's the Lakers.
Yeah.
Or wherever, the Grizzlies. If it's the Grizzlies, they definitely beat the Grizzlies. I think they beat the Grizzlies. But the Lakers, they can beat them. So if they beat them, then they would play either like Denver or Phoenix. I'm just going off of the higher seed.
Right. So you're taking Warriors over Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay. When does Wiggins come back?
Who knows?
For that?
I'm just gonna assume he's coming back.
Hoping he comes back.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm banking on. If he don't come back, then it's the Suns.
Chalk, yeah. All right.
Rory, who you got, Rory?
Bro, it's the West is like it's just a toss up.
Yeah, I agree. So
if you look at it, bro, you have the Suns. They play the Clippers first round, bro. I feel like that can go either way.
I think
me personally, I feel like it can go either way.
It could. It
I don't
definitely
know.
could. It could.
I would see the Suns. I wouldn't be surprised if the Suns.
But
They're
like
healthy.
when Ant said makes sense though. Like the Golden State Warriors got the easiest route in my eyes.
They do have the easy. Oh yeah.
If the Clippers are healthy, playing the Suns, it could go to distance. I'm not gonna
Okay.
give Clippers the edge.
But them not having PG hurts a lot.
It does.
Oh wait,
Hurts tremendous. That's what I'm saying. If he's not there, it's
he's gonna
cooked.
be
He's
out,
hurt.
He sprained his
hurt.
knee.
but he can still come back though.
She gonna have to come back now. You don't got time.
So it's looking like he's done for the rest of the season.
I didn't really get much.
They didn't say he was done. They say he was out for 3 weeks.
Oh, if he's but
So he's
if
gonna
he's
literally
done,
come back when the playoffs start.
right?
Yeah, he can come back with playoff start.
Yeah. If he's done, if he's not the same, or he's not the same PG, they're cooked. I don't think the Clippers could win.
Well, they obviously need him to be a
Right.
PG, but
I can see that series going. You know, being a good series. I still give the edge to the Suns though.
all these series, honestly, in the West are pretty good. That's why, Caleb, when you said in the beginning that the West is kind of like, yeah, I was like, nah.
I think
it
is though.
These teams are good. They can all beat each other. I think that's what
They
makes it.
sure they can all beat each other. I'm talking about matchups, but when you look at records, bro, like when you look at the records of the teams, like they're just not,
but I think
you can't look at the record.
I think that the West playoffs is going to be more interesting than the East playoffs.
I can agree
of
with
course,
that. I can agree with that.
In the East,
That
I feel
I
like in the East, you already know what's going to happen.
Who's your bottom seed though?
Who?
Rory. Memphis against who?
Yeah, Yeah,
About for the finals,
the Western Conference Finals. Yes.
that I do not know.
Do you have Grizzlies coming out?
They could, but I don't think they would. I think
It's just like who you.
make it to
It's
the
just who you
Western
think. Like
Finals.
who's your like just who you pick. Like we saw prediction here. Nobody knows what's gonna happen. Like we don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm not really mad at you for saying Memphis. They could easily come out of the West.
I was hoping one of y'all were gonna say Kings, by the way.
Nah,
hell no, they losing in the first round.
They haven't been to the playoffs in how many years, bro?
Yeah.
They lose.
I know. I mean, like I said,
they don't see, and the reason why they gonna lose in the first round is because they don't
play
guard
no
anything.
defense.
They don't.
Exactly, they play no
playing
defense,
an
bro.
experienced team.
The game changes a lot in the playoffs.
I ain't gonna lie though. I'm gonna be rooting for them. I'm gonna be rooting.
Bro, if they play the Warriors in the first round, they might get swept.
Yeah, why are you rooting for the Kings?
Because they buns, bro. They've been buns forever. Like, you know, I kind of want
Nobody roots for us.
You know what I mean, bro? In the West, bro. Like, you know, like.
No, I don't.
Bro, when you look at a certain matchup, are you not like?
Ruben, I get what you're saying, bro. They like the new kid. They like
you like the underdog story?
Yeah, why not?
Kid on the block.
But I'm not saying to beat the Sixers. Like, come on now.
Oh, I mean, when the Grizzlies first started making a little run, I was rooting for them too. So I'm with you on that.
I was rooting for them till Dylan Brooks thought he was somebody, and then that was it for me.
Nah,
I just another Pat Bev.
Nah,
I still like the Grizzlies, but I just don't think that they have enough right now.
Right.
They need a little bit more. And they missing Brandon Clark, who's a big, Brandon Clark been out for the year. Steven Adams, I don't even know if he's back yet. Like they need those guys.
They say he's on his way back. He been getting injections in his knees and shit.
Shit, he better go to Brown. He better go to Brown doctor. Brown doctor got him right.
When we look at the West, we got a picture of the West.
I'm gonna say Memphis and Phoenix.
Memphis and Phoenix, and you got Memphis over Phoenix.
Wait, you can't do Memphis.
Nah,
that don't work.
You can't.
Yeah, it don't work.
Bro, I don't know the standings. I'm just, you feel me?
So Memphis is a 2 seed. Phoenix and LA, like you said, they're 4-5. So they wouldn't play each other. Oh no, actually that works. You're good. Stay with that.
Oh yeah.
Phoenix
it does work.
Phoenix 4.
Yeah, Phoenix is 4, right? And Clippers are 5. So it works. Okay. It works. You good.
Okay. You got Memphis over Phoenix?
Now let's switch to the East though.
Yeah, switch to the East. We're all Sixers fans here. So we all would love the Sixers to be in the NBA Finals. But do y'all think the Sixers are going to make the finals? Jalen?
No,
okay, again, don't go with your heart, man. Give me a great basketball analysis here. Do you think the Sixers will make the finals this year?
Right now, I'm thinking. I think, like just like the West is set up, I think like we can all beat each other.
Right.
It just depends on if, like, right now he's averaging 34. That 34, like Shaq says, it needs to go up to like 30, 38.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden averaging probably like 12 assists right now. That needs to go up. And his scoring also needs to go up. Tobias, he can't. Tobias has to be that third option in the playoffs. Because Maxey, I feel like Maxey is going to be. I just don't think that. I just don't trust him enough right now to be that third option like every night for the playoffs. I think he's gonna have his streaks. But I think Tobias needs to step up because he does have that playoff experience and he's also that veteran. So we're gonna need him.
So who's your pick to get out the who's your pick to get out the East, man?
I'm going with Bucks.
You going with the Bucks? Okay.
I'm going with the Bucks versus Cavs.
Ew.
That's nasty work.
What'd you just say?
Bucks versus Cavs.
What?
Crazy as hell.
You got it.
Who else is at the bottom seed that
Would the Bucks not be able to play the Sixers in the Western Conference Finals?
The Cavs will play the Knicks. No, that doesn't work, Jay. The Cavs will play the Knicks first round. If they beat the Knicks, they play the winner of the Bucks and the 8th seed.
Oh, never mind. I'm going.
They play second round.
I go with another Bucks and Celtics then.
Bucks Celtics.
I go to another Bucks and Celtics.
So you think we lose in the second round? Again.
Who plays second
To
round?
Boston. We'll play Boston.
We'll play Boston.
Possibility.
Oh yeah, they have our number. We don't really beat them. So
it's a high possibility.
Yeah.
Wait, so would we play Boston in the second round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with Sixers.
I'm gonna go with Milwaukee over Sixers right now, and I hope to God I'm wrong, but I'm gonna go with Milwaukee over Sixers in 7. I'm gonna say we beat Boston because I don't want to hear any more Boston fans coming at me. So I say we beat Boston.
Boston got our number.
The wing don't have that lethal guy on the wing that can just go out and create for his own. Every other team, in our conference has that. That's
they got that small forward
caliber. We don't have that.
Yep. Yeah.
I
agree. Still taking the Sixers to the finals?
No.
Roy, who you got?
Got the Bucks.
Bucks to the finals. And who you got?
I got the Sixers.
Sixers to the finals.
I have the
Sixers Warriors.
I have to attack Jay. We gonna keep this going, Jay. So who do you think is the most important player in the Sixers, like this playoffs? Who do you think needs to be the guy that steps up the most? Because first I think you think it's Tobias Harris because you said he needs to be the third option. Am I right in that assumption?
Yeah, because I feel like Joel, we already know he's going to step up. I just think, I think Tobias needs to be that.
I don't know. Historically, man, Joe in the playoffs, he'll average like 26. Like that's good still, but like when
that's not good.
Up 30 plus, man,
it ain't good at all.
Honestly, bro, like I need if it's gonna be the Sixers, the guy that needs to step up is Maxey. Like he needs to be that he needs to be that third option. Like
I say it's James, bro. I say it's Harden. I say it's James Harden.
It can be James, bro. He can put up like a 18-point triple-double though for all
I'm
not saying that James Harden needs to average like 25. I'm just saying he needs to play efficient basketball.
Efficient, yes.
He can't be on some bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he was last year.
He's just lacking aggression.
Yep.
So
I agree. I think James needs to be
in like 2-3 weeks with him.
Jay, did you know that Tobias Harris averaged 17 points per game last year in the playoffs? I'm just letting you know. And the year before that, the
Listen,
year
listen,
before
listen,
that, he
listen.
averaged like 20 in the playoffs.
He had a great playoff run in 2021, whatever the case may have been. But 2022, it was streaky. It was. Look at the games.
Okay, that's fine. But Embiid was even worse. He's our best player. And
Yeah,
Harden was even worse.
We weren't a championship team last year like we are this year, I feel like. So I wasn't really expecting much. Especially the way James Harden came into the playoffs. It just didn't look good.
And face.
Meanwhile, the Celtics
What
lost the
point
Bucks
about
by
this
41.
crazy?
I don't know. I'm just confused. Like, I don't know why you see you want Tobias Harris to what does he have to prove to you?
It's the contract, bro.
I'm like, what does he have to prove to you?
Bro.
2 years ago, he averaged 20 and 8 in the playoffs. Last year, he averaged 17 and 8 in the playoffs.
He can't prove anything. His contract is why I don't like him. I'm sorry it's like that, but until he gets a pay cut or whatever the case may be, he's just not good for his contract. I'm sorry. A guy that's making the fifth most money in an NBA contract should be able to go out and average 20 and 8 at least every night.
Yeah, too bad that's not his job.
Moving on.
Not his job. I don't know what you want from the guy.
I'm not talking about
his role did change too, with like all the new additions to his defense.
It's clear we overpaid him. I don't even know what I don't get it though. I don't know why everyone wants him gone. Like, what the hell are we gonna get for him? A bunch of role players. And then we really gonna need Harden to step up. And then we gonna win. Are we gonna win? I don't know. I don't think so. Because we're gonna blame all the role players like we always do. We're gonna say this guy's ass, that guy's ass. He didn't do this. We need to get this guy.
When do we ever blame the role players?
Every time we lose. The coach, we blame the coach.
Doc Rivers gets the most blame.
We blame the coach, not Embiid, and then any other role players that we have that didn't step up.
I have never blamed the role player. That is not their fault. We all know role players are going to play okay at they're going to play. Wait. The role players are going to play better at home than they are on the road, or is it vice versa? I can't remember. But basically, you're going to get a certain amount for the role players. It's the superstars and the MVPs that we, put the most blame on.
So why doesn't Embiid get the most blame?
He does get blamed. He don't get blamed.
Not enough for me. Did you see him against Miami?
Did you see James Harden against Miami?
There we go.
They were both equally bad.
Yeah, they both weren't good.
But Embiid's the best player, so he should get the most blame. Everyone's blaming Harden. Am I wrong?
Bro, the man was damn near crippled. And he was still out there, giving niggas work.
When? He averaged 20 that series. What work was he giving out? He getting clamped by Bam. Embiid.
Oh, Embiid averaged 20 that series? Oh.
Yes.
More work than James Harden.
Embiid was going fucking 5 for 20 on mid ranges when he shoots fucking 15 for 20 on them in the regular season.
Wasn't it last year?
He was also hurt, bro.
In the playoffs where he
was also hurt. Remember that?
What?
You don't remember he was also hurt?
He's hurt every year.
You don't hold that against people, or no?
I'm just saying, we gonna say why? How can we blame him then if he gets hurt? You know what I'm saying? So we can't blame him when he got hurt. Are we putting any blame on him then? He played fucking awful.
But I'm saying, what more did you want Joel to do given his circumstances.
If you're gonna go out there and play in the playoffs, you better score 30 points a game. That's what you need to do.
With no help. They're going to key in you. They're going to key on you. Especially we played Eric Spo, man. The guy's smart.
All right.
The dude's hurt.
Are you a
also.
superstar or not?
The dude's hurt also. So now we're going to load the box.
Are you a superstar?
And what was he doing? He was also hurt. So what was he doing? He didn't try to get beat up. So he fell in love. He fell in love behind the line.
Are you a superstar or not?
So now the superstars can do it alone.
I didn't say you had to do it alone. I'm just saying don't average 20 when you average 30 in the fucking regular season. It's ridiculous.
You're right.
I mean, like, well, I don't get it. Like, I don't know what you. When we lost to the Hawks, did he get any blame for that? No, we all blame Simmons, like I said. Did we not do that? When Embiid had 8 turnovers in that game?
You're right.
I'm just asking questions. I'm not getting any answers. Everyone just wants to say I'm right because they don't want to argue.
I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I just want Embiid to get the same blame that everyone else gets.
On someone who gave 8 turnovers. I can't argue that. Like, what do you want me to argue? Are you going to argue back?
Did you blame Embiid when it happened?
I'm blaming everyone.
Who gets the most blame?
The star player.
Yes. So he should get the most blame every time we lose.
Okay.
No matter what the hell the circumstances are.
Yeah.
He hurt. I don't give a damn. We try to win. If you want to play, you better play up to your standards. If you don't play up to your standards, it's your fault. I don't care what the fuck's wrong with you.
So he shouldn't have played then. He shouldn't have played.
If that's going to be an excuse, yes. If that's going to be an excuse as to why we lost, Embiid was hurt, don't fucking play.
I mean, I think.
You agree with that, Caleb?
I agree with that? I agree. I think that if your superstar sits out when he could have played, no matter if he's 100%, that's weak. Gotta go out there and at least try to play. I'm not saying because you gotta look at it, bro. Embiid, and that series against Miami, like Jay said, they designed the entire defense to go around him. No one else stepped up. Harden was terrible, like purely awful. Yeah, and I agree with what you say that the superstars deserve the most blame. 100%, I agree. 100%. When you look, but I only agree in that circumstance when they just choke. As for Embiid was hurt last year. He was hurt. He wasn't healthy. He was not 100%, and you knew that. He wasn't the same.
Tobias also knew that.
And Tobias didn't step up.
What the fuck is he supposed to do? I'm genuinely asking, like, what do you want him to do?
Score the basketball. Score the basketball.
Put the ball in the hoop.
You want
14, 12, 13, 9. Oh, wait. What was the game 6? He had 21 and 27 when we're already down 2 games. Great. Thank you.
What happened when the game was game 1, game 2, game 3? He ain't do nothing.
38 minutes, 14 points.
What did Harden do? What did James do? Nada.
Knowing he was hurt.
You gotta step up. You gotta step up. Your superstar, your best player.
The 2 games Embiid didn't play, he had fucking 25.
Who?
Your boy.
Who's my boy?
Tobias.
You said the 2 games he didn't play?
Yeah, and then when Embiid came back, he decided that I'm going to try and win this shit by myself and take 20 shots when I'm injured instead of trusting my teammates. He had 27 game 1 and 21 in game 2. And he got 18 and 17 shots those games.
And then after that?
9, 13, 12, 14.
So you think his production is you think it's okay for his production to drop dramatically the way it did over the course of the next 3 games?
I mean, that's what's gonna happen.
9 points when he had 27 2 games before that. 9 points. How many shots did he take that game?
13.
13 shots?
Mm-hmm.
He had 9 points.
Yeah.
Bro, 13 shots.
He had 9 points, man.
You making it sound like this man took 20. He tried to take over the game.
I just want y'all to know we did win that game. That he had 9.
But you're now we're moving goalposts here, man.
No, I'm just saying we won the game. Like I don't know what y'all saying. Like it's a bad thing. If Danny Green hits 7 threes in a game, how is if we only scored 99 points? How many points are we scoring? Where's the points coming from?
I think. Look, man.
I mean, you said guys didn't step up. Did Danny Green step up? 7 for 9 from 3.
And that one game?
Yes.
In one game,
points.
Right.
Embiid 5 for 12. Maxey 7 for 11. Harden was 4 for 11. Fucking sucks. Hate that guy. Bad as
you
shit.
hate James Harden.
He be blowing my shit too much, bro. I can't watch him. I went to that game against the Bulls, and he was just wild so bad that it was pissing me off.
Okay, hold on. Run that back. You don't like James Harden. You can't watch James Harden play.
Because he's supposed to be this whatever, and he decides that he wants to just do nothing on occasion.
Okay.
Can't have the ball in your hands the whole game. And then just decide to be a fucking passive ass dude, Ben Simmons.
We're also gotta take into account too. If we're saying Joel Embiid was hurt, Harden wasn't healthy either. Are we gonna say that he was healthy, Ant? If we saying Embiid was hurt, if we're saying Embiid was hurt.
Did you originally say that Harden was hurt when you said that? You didn't. You didn't care. You said he played awful. So why can't we just say that about Embiid?
He played bad. He played bad while he was hurt. Yeah, exactly. Yep. He played bad while he was hurt.
Now he hurt.
He played bad while he was hurt. Which one would he say? He played bad while he was hurt.
Hell no. You ain't getting away with that one.
I said he was. You don't have to give it to me. It's the fact. He played bad, and he also was hurt. That's what happened. And B played awful. He was hurt too. What you want?
That was not what you originally said, though.
Agreed, but I'm saying it now because it happened.
You saying now because I called nigga?
I didn't. I didn't get caught in anything. Rory, you haven't said anything, so I don't know why you keep gelling, but it's okay.
I'm not gelling. It's just like, bro.
You haven't said it. You haven't said a point.
Y'all not trying to put no blame on Embiid. I feel like
no one said they don't deserve blame.
Talking about, Roy. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
I've been listening to y'all the whole time. That's what y'all been doing, bro. You're not putting no blame on Embiid, bro. Y'all putting everything on other players, bro. Other players, y'all not putting no blame on Embiid, bro.
Have you ever put blame on Embiid? One time? Has one time you ever put blame on Embiid? No, I've never heard that from your mouth ever in my life. Don't ever sit here and say that you blame Embiid because you didn't. Don't say that.
Yes.
No, you. Not one time have you ever blamed Embiid. Not one time.
I'm not the type of fan, bro. I blame players, bro. Their fault.
Not one time did there's like, yo, Embiid blew this game for us. Not one time that ever come out your mouth. Not once. Don't ever sit here and say in front of that camera that you said that because you didn't.
I said that in the chat one time. I said, why the fuck did he pull a 3? He could just went to the rack.
Yo, this is crazy. This is exactly what I was talking about, though. You're not trying to blame him. They're going to say Harden played awful, and now he's saying Harden was hurt. I don't give a damn now.
Now you don't care. Okay.
He was hurt. What was his injury?
He had a hamstring injury, didn't he? Or did he not?
Did he miss any time in the playoffs?
Does that mean that he was hurt?
I'm just asking a question.
No,
did
he
didn't miss
any
time.
He didn't. He didn't miss any time. No.
So I don't really understand. I don't get it.
He has to miss time for him to be hurt?
I mean, clearly he needs to because you would have remembered it.
I remembered it. I said it. What do you mean? I told you. I said. Did I not say it?
So we gonna say Harden was hurt now. That's what we gonna say? Because I never heard this. I never heard this.
Keep talking. All right,
I
good.
never
Good.
heard Harden people say Harden was hurt in that Heat series.
Okay.
How do you play against the Raptors?
How did he play against Raptors?
Yeah,
Hey, he played, right?
I'm genuinely asking. I don't know. I don't remember. It's all right. I'm gonna look it. He averaged 19, 10 assists, 40 from the field, 38 from three. It's pretty much what he did when he was on the Sixers. Then he proceeded to, yeah, he fucking sucked. He had that one good game. I thought we was
Yeah,
gonna
he sucked.
cook them.
Yeah, he sucked.
He sucked against the Heat. Because I remember the one game he
He
hit like
only had
five.
one game. Yeah,
He
he only
hit
had one good
5
game.
threes. No,
He
it
had
was
like
another
27.
game. He hit like 5 threes in the first half, and then
And
he
then
took, and then he
four.
did not take a shot in the second half. He just let PJ Tucker face guard him up and down the court. I was like, this dude has to have Heat money line or something like that because there's no way you play like that in the first half.
He
And then
had a
just wild out.
lingering hamstring injury from when he was with the Brooklyn Nets as well. So let's just gonna put that out there. That's what the reports say. He had a hamstring injury the entire time he was playing with us. That's what the reports say. I'm telling you guys what the reports say. There you go.
All right. Okay. No, that's cool.
Okay.
So,
right.
so now he's been sitting out games because his Achilles has been bothering him.
Yeah. Right.
We all know that.
Mhm.
So if he draws in the playoffs, are we going to say he had a lingering Achilles injury? I'm just asking.
Depends on circumstance.
Same
It
thing with
depends on
Embiid. Are we going to say his calf is fucked up? That's why he played bad. I just want to know.
It also depends on circumstance. It depends.
Let's
on
say they don't. Let's say they don't get hurt and they
No,
just play
we
awful.
can't. No, we
if
can't.
they don't
say
get
that.
hurt if they don't get hurt and nothing comes up about them having any injuries, then no, we can't blame them. I mean, then no, we can't. Then no, we can't say that it was injury. No, we got to blame them.
I'm with
Right.
you. So are we putting blame on Embiid for the Raptors series when Kawhi hit the buzzer beater?
I really don't remember much of that series, honestly. I really don't. You say you do? Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't.
putting the blame on Embiid though.
Why not?
So like, who is it?
For the
who
buzzer
is-
beater?
I don't really remember.
Like that series.
I don't really
I
remember.
thought you was talking about the play.
Oh
Who
no,
could-
no, hell, no, I don't give a
Played
damn
in
about
that
the play. The
series.
play is a fucking. That was a great ass shot. There ain't nothing you could do about that. That was just
Wait.
fucking.
What's y'all taking the series then? Because I don't really remember much of it.
Me either.
I mean, if y'all don't remember it, then there's no point because
I remember
I
us
don't want to be
losing.
the only one talking.
I remember us. I just remember us losing. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
and I remember Embiid just getting absolutely fucking clamped by Marcus Gasol.
was he Clint? Okay. Did he ever play good
Embiid,
against the
Embiid
Raptors?
had
Though?
good game. I'm not saying Embiid didn't have good games that series. He had good games that series, but there were also games where he was getting absolutely clamped by Marcus Gasol. Like it was actually ridiculous. Like watching that shit. And then Kawhi's the buzzer beater, and then you got the meme of him fucking crying in the locker room because they fucking lost.
That I remember. That's the only thing I remember from that series.
And then from when I listen to people talk about that series, I just hear them talk about how Ben Simmons was just in the dunker spot because Jimmy Butler had the ball, and they're saying they fucked up the offense. When I'm like, Embiid was ass like half the games. And
Right.
he's your best player. And then you got Jimmy Butler too. He wasn't doing shit
Was
either.
he bad? Was he bad that series?
I just feel like everyone was bad that series, like on both teams, because those games were as low scoring as they could get.
It was all defense.
Do you think
Kawhi in Game 7 shot like 13 for 30. He just hit the shot that mattered.
right?
These Sixers should have won that game. That was their best shot. That was their best chance to get to the chip.
The finals, all right?
In
That
the
are
last like 5 years.
Right.
They lose
I heard
on
that.
fucking 3 bounces. Oh shit!
Yeah, man. I mean, like,
And
I think after this year, right? Like, you guys see how Joel specifically him performs in the playoffs. If he's not putting up 30 points per game, man, then like I'm not saying he's a problem because I love the guy to death, but like he's been historically bad for us in the playoffs
Who?
every year. Joel,
and B.
yeah, every
Yeah.
time. And then he also injures himself. Like he missed out the first 2 games in that Miami series last year because he wanted to dunk the ball so hard and hurt his hand. We had fucking who the fuck was it? It was DeAndre Jordan at center for 2 games.
Paul Reed.
Paul Reed.
The Raptors shit wasn't
I
his
think
fault.
DeAndre started. But yeah, I don't know. But Joel missed 2 games. And then
Well, didn't he have a face mask?
Too.
He had a concussion, I thought too.
I don't remember, but
He had a face
did.
mask.
Nah,
or
yeah,
something like
because
that.
he got elbowed by Siakam. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
game we were up 30 and Doc still had him in the game,
Still had
like
him in,
2
right.
minutes left.
That's right.
And then he got hurt.
On his Tom Thibodeau stuff.
Yeah, the hand he still played. It was just a concussion that.
Yeah,
took
but
him out.
he was shooting worse with that hand though. Like after that injury, the next following games, like he could see he was still struggling. He'd still go like this during games. Like that was the problem. Like he does it to himself. That Siakam's thing was bizarre. Like I did forget about that, but that's true.
And let me ask
Always
you.
misses games, and his points are always low scoring in the playoffs. He has to pick it up. He can also run that offense just as well as like Jokic could. Like he can like create spacing, and James Harden should too.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if the entire offense is revolved around you, you have to be the one to make the offense go.
Which is why I think this year, like, is gonna like expose it personally. Like, this is it.
No, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was going to tell Kev after you asked Anthony's question, I wanted to switch gears real quick.
Right. And my question is, you I think me arguing sports with you over the past couple of years, do you think that if a player hasn't some sort of injury, if they play, that injury has like should have no excuse for what they do in that game? Like if they choke, if they don't play well, you think that? Like,
I don't think they should get a free pass.
Okay. I see I see that. I just wanted to make sure because I've noticed that over the past few arguments.
I do think depending on a certain injury though, like it has to be involved in the argument.
Like you can bring it up, but you can't say he played bad because he was injured.
Okay.
Why play? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna give him that excuse, then what the fuck is the point of you being out there? Because if he's gonna play, he's gonna try and play up to his standard. Right? Because he can't be on the court being passive. That's not how we got to where we got to. So he has to go on the court and play with that same level of aggression, be the best player on the court.
Right. I hear you.
So if you're not gonna do that, if you can't do that, you're shooting terribly. I mean, maybe you shouldn't play. And then those guys are forced to step up. Whereas you're on the court with them, they're all gonna look at you and say, "Oh shit, he would have? All right, bet. We're gonna play the way we usually play, which is give him the ball and let him work."
Right. All right. Gotcha. Jay, what was your reason? What do you want to switch gears to?
Now, what I was saying a couple days ago in the chat that Kevin Garnett has said on a podcast that he would love to see Damian Lillard with Joel Embiid. Ruben wasn't really into this conversation, so apparently, and Rory got word from Damian Lillard himself that he doesn't like winning. He's a loser, and he's content with that. So
yes,
I wanted to ask your opinion. What do you think about that? Obviously, I don't think it could happen. Like it probably,
I agree with Rory, 100%. I think if you wanted to win, you just go away from Portland and you would win.
So let me ask you a question.
I do think in this day and age, like having that sort of legacy that like Kobe only playing for the Lakers sort of thing, like it's kind of gone. Like that sort of like loyalty, like it should be like it matters, but at the same time, like it's unimportant in my opinion now. Like he's way too long. Go ahead.
So with Giannis's character, right? when do we see? Well, before we even get to his character, when do we see the Bucks becoming a championship team? When was that? Like, what year do you think that was? I'm asking the whole chat.
The year after they lost to the Raptors.
What's that? 17?
Like when the Raptors
Yeah.
beat us, and then they beat the Bucks. The year the Raptors won the chip. After that year, I thought Giannis is going to take the next step.
What was that?
It was like 20. It was
So like 20,
2018?
like 2019. It was like 2019.
Yeah, it was that 2019 series. That's right. Yeah, practically then.
So after then, like how many years before that was he there that we never thought the Bucks were going to be relevant?
Well, none of us knew Giannis was going to be Giannis. Giannis was not Giannis.
Right. So Giannis being his character, let's say they didn't construct the roster to be that championship contender team. Do you think he would have just left too?
If Giannis was putting up for about 4 years, maybe saying like, I'd say last year. So I think Giannis is what, 28, 29? Still in your prime, you're putting up ridiculous numbers with lesser players still. If I would say Giannis 100% should leave that team and go elsewhere. 100%. It's not ring chasing. It's you are a amazing quality superstar and you are gonna be top 10 all time, possibly top 20, 15. Like you go and you look for the best opportunity to get that ring. 100%. It's the reason why James Harden kind of jumped the way he did. The reason AD went to the Lakers. Like you get that ring. AD's not staying in New Orleans. Dame should have left Portland a while ago. 100%. And he says it himself too. He's like, I think it was this.
Guys hopped around.
He's like, don't let me win a ring with Portland. Like, y'all will never hear the end of it. Like, it's not gonna happen.
But there's guys who did hop around who hasn't won a championship. So
unlucky. Unlucky. It's unlucky.
So we can say he can move to get to another city to try to win a championship. And
he's got to attempt. He's got to attempt. But like Portland never built anything around him for that. Ever.
They just was injured. Like the year
go.
They had LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, they had like teams.
You gotta go.
Right. Question. So you guys are okay with Dame going ring chase? Like you guys would be okay with that?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so why do you guys why do you have a problem with KD going to ring chase then?
I never said I had a problem.
Not you. I'm saying why
I never had a problem with KD ring chasing, just like him going to the Suns. Like this is okay to me. Like the Suns.
Did you have a problem with him going to ring chase?
But I had a problem with him going to the Warriors.
73-9, man.
Why? He's ring chasing.
Nah, I mean that's
he's ring chasing.
Agree with that.
Even though
but the way he did it though, bro, he was up 3-1 against the fucking Warriors, bro. Then left and went to a team that fucking beat his ass. Like what? So that's a different story.
So is that different? I'm asking the question. Is that different from Bron not winning a ring in Cleveland to then going to Miami and teaming up with Wade and Bosh?
Yes.
It's a ring chase.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's 100% different.
Okay. How?
The Warriors were already constructed. They had Steph, Clay, Dre, Iguodala. Mm-hmm. They had already won a chip. Mm-hmm. Then they won 73 games, most ever. You playing against them in the Western Conference Finals. You're up 3-1. All you got to do is win a fucking game. Mm-hmm. You lose 3 straight, get eliminated. Then they go on. Did they win the chip that year or they lost? They lost, right? They lost. They lost. Mm-hmm. And then you go to them. Mm-hmm. Why?
I think that definitely would have been different because let's say, like, for instance, like Bron goes to Boston after they just beat him in the, he didn't go to Boston. He went to a team who could be a championship contender to try to beat, those guys.
Yeah, I think like ring chasing is going to a contender. Like KD went to like a free ring. Like once he joined,
he went to the best team in the league.
It was set in stone, man. Like, come on. Like everyone knew what was gonna happen.
He went to the best team in the league. They didn't do anything in the offseason. They just acquired him.
You know that, but y'all know that Steph, Clay, and Draymond flew to him to come get him.
Oh,
like they wanted
yeah.
because they admitted they needed him to win a ring.
And he could have easily said no and went somewhere else.
He
and he would have been and wherever team he would have went to, they would have been a chip contender.
I think it also depends on a specific player because, like, you can see by KD's persona and his character, like, he does not give a fuck what anyone has to say.
Which is cool. You don't have to give a fuck about what I have to say.
Which is why he did
it's
it.
my opinion, though.
But I think, like, it's a totally different story. But, like, if it's, like, Dame, like, maybe Dame wouldn't go to the Warriors because he's like, nah, like, that's a little too crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't understand how we watch Dame.
Like,
we watch Dame in the playoffs. We've seen what he does. We've seen how passionate he is about his work. And then to say like he's content with losing, I just that's crazy to me.
I think he is.
Like insult. That's an insult to his accomplishments and to what he's done as a player. That's how I feel.
What was he done?
Honestly,
didn't he get like top 75 all time? Like winning what?
He's the Blazers' all-time leading scorer. Like how many people can say that they're the leading scorer of a franchise?
Yeah, no, these guys stay long enough to be the leading scorer.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody gets into the Raptors. He's going to be set in stone with that. I mean,
I'm not saying he's not going to be a legend, but you can't be on social media talking about chip this. We competing to win the chip this. Dude, we doing this.
I don't see the roster that he has now. It ain't competing for ability doc.
Well, he think he that guy, so that's why he be staying there playing with these bums. He ain't that guy. He ain't LeBron. He's not carrying bums to the chip. He need to go team up with someone who's just as good as him to have a chance. If he stays in Portland, he's never going to have a chance to win a ring because Portland has shown consistently over the years that they do not have the ability to build a championship team. Why are you staying there? Why are you signing a 2-year, $120 million extension when you say you want to win? When they have not shown you that they can do that. They can build a team around you. Why stay? Go play with Embiid. Go play with Jokic. Go play with fucking KD. Go play with someone that's that good and go play against all these other guys that have these teams like that.
A guy can get paid and still leave. Chris Paul got a bag from Houston and he got traded the next year.
Who the hell is taking on $60 million
for Dame?
On 1 year, bro. Like
for Dame?
Yeah.
Like,
I think
one chance.
I think a couple teams will do it.
One chance, 60 M's.
I think a couple teams.
I'm not saying that there's probably not. There's always a sucker out there, but $60 million. How the hell are you going to build a team around? How you going to build a team?
I'm talking about. You don't think a championship contender would just make that move for like, yo, we just gonna go after it this year, pull out our money on the table, and just go for it with Dame? Huh?
Raptors did. I was about to say Raptors did.
I'm saying.
Yeah, Kawhi was not making fucking $60 million.
But they traded.
Kawhi was on a 1 year. Kawhi was on a 1 year deal, and the Raptors knew this is the only chance we got to win this chip with him because he ain't staying in fucking Toronto.
It depends who you go to though. It got to be a big market that takes on his contract. It can't be.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it's all about how you build the requisite pieces around a guy that makes that much money. I'm almost positive when Kawhi got traded to Toronto, he was not making top dollar.
No, you're right.
No, he wasn't for sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's like a little bit of a difference. A lot of if the guy's not making top dollar, anyone's gonna fucking trade for him because then you could build a team around him. You can have Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry.
My whole argument is that you said him and Joel wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I don't think it would.
I don't think it would. The same way you just said earlier in the show, you said Ben Simmons didn't like not having the ball in his hands. Who say Dame's not going to feel the same way?
I feel like Dame, we've seen him with good bigs. Nurk is like a solid big that he
Stop. Stop, bro. Stop.
Bro, even KG said it. What are you talking about?
The hell is KG? What is KG to me? I don't get it.
But he's a legend. What are you talking about?
That's cool. That don't mean he know everything about basketball.
He know more than you.
Come on now. KG can go coach the Celtics right now.
Well, can you?
I'm just asking. I'm asking you a
What's the
question. Can
difference?
KG go coach the Celtics right now? Does he have the basketball mind to go coach the Celtics right now?
Bro,
If his
he
IQ is so much higher than mine, basketball wise.
bro.
Have
So
you watched Gilbert Arenas talk basketball? And he was a star in the league. He's talked about teams having lineups with 4 7-footers on the court. Are you fucking kidding me? He said put AD at shooting guard, and you're gonna just say KG's a legend.
Okay, bro, but I feel like he has a better basketball mind than all of us.
Okay, he has a better basketball mind than me. What did he say about Nurkic?
Bro, but anyway, getting back to my point, he's been with good solid bigs, and I feel like him being with Joel, I don't understand how that couldn't work.
Bro, Joel Embiid and Yusuf Nurkic are like this.
So what about LaMarcus Aldridge?
Same thing.
You saying he's like this to LaMarcus Aldridge back in his prime?
Way over him.
I wouldn't say that, bro.
Jalen gonna dismiss
Well, I don't understand
Bro,
how
he's
you talk about.
like
Well,
we're talking about legends, and they were saying like their thought means nothing.
Bro, but like, you're saying that like Yusuf Nurkic is like on the same level as a Joel Embiid. Like it doesn't make sense to me, bro.
I never said that. That never came out of my mouth.
He never
You
said.
just
He just
said-
said he was solid. He just said he was solid. Like he's
Yeah,
he's
but
a solid big.
Nurkic is not Embiid. So I don't get how that even correlated.
No,
No, because if he can play with a solid big, why can't he play with a superstar big?
Because a superstar big demands the basketball. Nurkic don't demand the fucking ball. He don't gotta get the ball to Nurkic. Why does he have to give the ball to Nurkic? He has to give the ball to Embiid.
That's what I'm saying. So you can see the future. You can see him saying, "I'm not giving up this ball. I'm not going to do the better for the team, so that we can win." That's what you're saying.
And you saying Embiid not gonna do the same?
Automatically sinking ship.
Yes,
I do think after all these years, Dame will not change his game for anyone else, even if he were.
When Dame was playing with Aldridge, I mean, it was Aldridge's team. Dame was what, a rookie playing with him?
We're in a league full of guys adapting and changing. We've seen it a lot. Even KD still today is changing his game for the better of the team.
They want to win.
Even Russ went from averaging triple doubles to now he's like third option again.
Coming off the bench on a second team. Or third, maybe fourth. So for you to say that this guy who wants to who we've seen at an all-time play the highest basketball of any guard that we've seen, and he's just not going to change because that's what you guys think. I just don't agree. Especially from we've seen other at a different standpoint of other players changing.
We've seen other players not change. That's why they ain't win shit.
Yeah, but you're just going on a hump that and there's no shot Dame will ever change his game. You're just saying that confidently, he will never change his game to play with somebody like Embiid.
And y'all are saying confidently that he will change his game.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
that a player can adapt.
A player could. He could. But you're saying he won't. I'm not saying either way.
Why is that so wrong?
Because you're saying confidently that he will not, and that Embiid will not.
He's 32 years old, and he's been in the league since 2012. personally, because it's all opinion based. Because you guys are saying he will, I'm saying he's not, and saying he's not.
But the thing is, we're not saying he will. I'm saying that I don't. I'm confused as to why you guys are saying that he won't, because we don't know either way if he will or not change the game. But if the opportunity arose,
that's what I'm saying. My opinion never said Dame will change if he came to the Sixers. I said a player can adapt. That's what I said. But you guys are closed-minded to the fact that he would even do that.
And Embiid as well.
A player can adapt. Yes, that is very true. But I've seen instances where players don't adapt and they get nothing out of it. AI.
And we've seen instances where players have adapted. So why can't it go either way?
Yeah, so why can't I say he can't adapt when I have examples of dudes that haven't adapted?
Yeah,
when you have dudes that have that have adapted.
No, because you guys saying that he won't. You're saying that he won't. We're saying that it could happen. That it could. You're saying that he won't. That he will not change his game. Ruben, you said he won't change his game. And you said he won't change his game.
How did Dame play with Aldridge?
What do you mean? I don't know back to 2012 when he was in the league. I don't remember.
I'm just, because Aldridge in his prime, he was 25 and 10 a night, right?
Right.
How did Dame play with him?
You know more than me. Like when it comes to that, because I don't remember back to 2012.
Well, I'm really asking Jay.
Oh.
You said how did he play?
Yeah, how did Dame play with him?
I don't really remember either. Going back to 2012, I gotta look at stats and highlights, bro.
I got you. I just don't.
So if the opportunity arose, and we're all talking about hypotheticals, if Dame was to come to Philly, you guys would be opposed to that.
I just don't think we win in the chip. It depends on the team.
No, I'm never opposed to obtaining another superstar, but it's like who's leaving, who's
so take out
Harden.
Take out Maxey. Are them three winning a chip together? Harden and Embiid.
Take out Maxey.
Harden's on the team still.
Yeah, take out Maxey and Tobias and have Harden, Embiid, and Dame. They not winning a chip together.
Oh, Harden, Dame, and Embiid will win a chip. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Harden stayed.
Like if that was the big.
Harden has become a facilitator though. It's not Maxey's more of a need the ball in his hands. That's why I said take out Maxey.
None of those three are gonna be accepting that one of them is gonna be a third option.
You saying none of those
Harden?
Three will?
I think Harden will be fine with it, but
that's
why I think they win the chip.
Harden would definitely wouldn't care if he was a third option.
I mean, honestly, Harden kind of the third option now. If we really be honest,
he's the third option in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah, he's content. He's content with playing point
Brooklyn
guard.
Brooklyn was a different thing.
Cuz turned into another CP3.
Yeah, he's content.
He's a floor general now. He's not that scorer that we saw.
But that's basically what I'm saying. Like to get Dame, Harden ain't gonna be there. Dame gonna be the primary ball handler. So I don't see Dame as the primary ball handler with Embiid winning the championship together.
I'll disagree with you, fella.
That's cool. I just don't see it happening because Dame is the level of a playmaker for others the way Harden would do it. So while Dame's getting his, Embiid's getting his, what's going on with the other guys?
Who Dame gonna make plays for that's important right now? Other than Nurkic.
Simons.
Anthony Simons.
Simons is there.
He's gonna get his own.
Yeah, Anthony gets his own.
Simons is there, and Jeremy Grant's there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you see, that's the problem, though. It's like, why is he there?
I'm confused.
Why is he there then?
You're saying
but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, all right, he goes to Philly. Who's he making plays for in Philly? Embiid. Who else?
I mean, we got a lot of better shooters in Portland.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't. Portland has no idea how to build a championship team. So why are you there? They're not giving you the shooters. They're not giving you the requisite spacing that it takes to win a championship now.
Looking on it from the outside in, I get what you're saying. I understand, but we never know what his thought process is to all that.
We also never know what the organization is doing.
We also never know.
They ain't doing shit. That's you see.
As far as you don't know what they're telling Dame.
It's been 11 years.
It's
been 11 years, bro. Like whatever they're telling him, they're lying. Like it's done.
They made all these acquisitions this past offseason to convince Dame we are building a championship team. And a lot of NBA experts who have more IQ than me, that know ball more than me, they're better basketball minds, right? They had Portland as like a top 4 seed going into the season. And now the Blazers are about to shut Dame down for the rest of the year because they fucking suck.
They already did.
Right.
So why are you there? It doesn't make sense to me.
It's a good conversation in the offseason.
That is a great conversation to have, honestly.
It doesn't make sense. They made
I would love to
moves.
see Dame have a shot to get a ring. I would love to see that. But
he has to take it upon himself. Don't sign a 2-year, $120 million extension with them and not request a trade. Request a fucking trade.
How long was Chris Paul in New Orleans before he requested a trade?
I don't even know if he did request a trade. I think they just traded his ass.
Then they just traded him?
Yeah. I mean,
that might have been the case.
He was going to go to fucking Lakers. Then they vetoed it.
Yeah, they did veto that.
Chris Paul would have had himself a ring.
He would have had a ring with Kobe.
He's going to play with Kobe, Pau Gasol. Yeah, okay.
I'm
guaranteed ring.
Anyway, man, this is a great conversation that we had.
What was you saying, Joe?
What were you saying, Jay? Sorry.
No, I don't know why. I think he requested a trade.
He might have. I don't remember. Because he was on the Hornets. They had David West. David West was all right. He was averaging like 20 and 10. Chris Paul was averaging 20 and 10. But it was clear that it wasn't enough.
How long David
New Orleans, what?
11 years.
11 years.
And how long was he in New Orleans? Like when did he go to the Clippers? When did he go to the Clippers?
4 or 5 years in.
4 or 5 years. Wasn't long.
Or
the way I see it is, if you're on the team, right, it's okay to be loyal, but then don't try to say like people are looking at shit the wrong way. Like championships don't matter when you know that shit matters. It matters.
No, you can't say that.
You were saying like, and then don't say that you don't care about winning, because if you did care about winning, you would get the hell out of Portland, because Portland can't make a championship contender. You need a second superstar to play with you. You can't get a second superstar to Portland. No one wants to go there, like y'all said in the chat. Who the fuck wants to go to Portland? That's what y'all said. No one wants to go there. He knows that. So why doesn't he leave? They're never going to be able to build a team around him as just a lone guy. You ain't winning that.
They had the same. They had the same conversation pretty much.
With you.
That's what I'm saying. The year that they went to the Western Conference Finals. No one in this chat think they had a chance.
Shit, they was winning every game in the second half, and there was no KD, and then they lost. Why? Why did they?
Can't say that.
Well, hold on. Why did they lose those games? What did Dame do in the second halves of those games? Stink it up. And then they got swept.
Okay, well, that defers the point of me saying that they had a championship contender team.
Bro, I mean, it was winning every game. Your Dame win the fucking game.
But that's what I'm saying. So we can't just say that, like, they never even had a chance. We can't say that.
Yeah, they did have a chance. That chance is gone now. They traded CJ. You got Simons. Like they have no direction right now. It's like they're trying to contend, but now you got this young guard in Simons who doesn't fit the timeline with Dame. They're like 10 years apart. Nurkic is just there. Like he's okay. He's an okay big. He's all right. Jeremy Grant only fried on the Pistons because the Pistons don't have anyone who's NBA worthy. Like this is not what are you doing? What are you rebuilding? Are you trying to contend? If you're trying to contend, why not trade Simons and get a Beal?
Barely built on one go.
Exactly.
He
He's another one.
another Dame.
Yeah, he's another one.
Get another starter. Go with Dame. Trade your young guys and get a star.
Bradley Beal was trying to leave though. We just couldn't get the trade done. He was
He
trying
ain't
to leave.
trying to leave. He's another one that signed a
They
fucking
wanted too
extension.
much. He wanted to leave. What are you talking about?
And then he signed an extension.
Yeah, they was trying to send him. They was trying to send him to us.
Yeah, they wanted They wanted Maxey and all that. They didn't want us to give up all that. He was trying to leave.
Didn't he? If I'm not mistaken, didn't he request a trade? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I mean, like
sign it. I'm okay. He can request a trade and then sign an extension
when they couldn't get nothing done. He gonna take his money when
We
they couldn't get
don't
nothing done.
know what goes on that process. We don't know.
It just don't make
So
sense.
if it makes sense for him to just, I can't figure it out, a team that I want to go to or whatever the case may be, because it was speculation that he was supposed to go to Lakers too.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, and he was like, okay, well, let me just get this money. Maybe that's what we don't know.
But what I'm saying,
Supermax.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, he tried to sign the Supermax extension and then get traded. No one's taking on that money. That's the problem. No one wants to take on that money.
I think
then you take on his contract, you don't win. Now these dudes are just on your. Now these dudes are just on your roster. Why not just, if he wants to get traded, they not trading me. Play out your contract and then you can go wherever the fuck you want. If that's what you really want to do, why sign an extension? Everything's money now.
I just think it's a lot like in that process, like the trade process and everything that maybe we don't know.
Of course, there's a lot of stuff that goes on inside that we don't know. But it don't make it, to me, at least, if I'm in this situation and I'm the player, if I request a trade, I'm not going to sign a contract extension with the team I'm trying to get out of. If Bryce Harper says trade me, Philly, I don't think he would sign a 3-year extension with the Phillies. Why would you do that?
This is the conversation.
It don't make sense. They like,
But like you said, he wants his money. He wants his money.
That's the same conversation they have with Trout. That's the same conversation they have with Trout. Because Trout is now about to request a trade when Shohei leaves. Shohei's leaving after the season. So that's basically, when it comes to that too. They always call him a loser because he didn't want to get out of the Angels. And he signed a 12-year extension with the Angels. So
and now he's going to request a trade now that he has his guaranteed contract.
Now that he has his guaranteed money, right.
But then what team's going to want to take on that money?
Yankees, Dodgers, anybody would have been
those two teams are going to be on everything.
That's Mike Trout, though. Like, you can't.
It's Mike Trout. So like they're gonna take it.
I mean, that's true. And baseball ain't no salary cap either. So
and there is no salary. Exactly.
Yeah, there ain't no salary cap. Yeah,
they can do whatever they want.
Yo, I need that baseball money.
All in all, if we have Dame last year instead of James Harden, we go to the finals. That's what I think.
I mean, that's obvious.
Agreed.
Shit, that is fucking obvious.
What are we arguing about then?
Yeah, but you're saying
that he don't leave.
If Dame's on the Sixers, that means that we don't have certain guys. But Dame with those guys,
if we have Dame instead of James Harden, we go to the finals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not?
But
Dame, Maxey, Tobias, and Embiid.
But you said it wouldn't work.
Yes, because I'm thinking that if we have Dame with Embiid, that we don't have all those other guys around him. You can't have all those other guys. You know what I mean?
All right. No, we don't. You're right.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying my point was just that. Like, replace Dame with James from last year.
Oh, if that's what you said in the chat, then I would have just agreed with you.
Well, obviously, if we have Dame, like some wouldn't work because we had to take all that money and then now we got to move players around. So
yeah, and then you're not gonna you're not gonna have the same quality of team around. Like you're gonna be top heavy, like the Lakers were when they had Russ, AD, and Brown. You can't get certain guys, so you're gonna have to get up off. They had to get up off Russ, and now look at all the role players that they have on their team.
Right. Harry, great conversation, man. Great conversation. You know, this is great. I love the argument. Love the debating. You know, it's makes for great content, great episodes. We can wrap this up. Don't forget to follow the Instagram, follow the Twitter, follow the TikTok, and
He said, "What can you be
Yo, Ant was like, man, Ant was like, who KG? Ant was like, who KG, man? He was like, can he go coach the Celtics? And he was like, can you?
That's hilarious.
I forgot that boy won a state championship. My fault, man. My fault.
My bad. It was dope.
That boy.
Oh, yeah.
My bad, man.
Hey, man, but don't forget to like. Don't forget to.
Man.
Hey, man, don't forget to like, subscribe, and push this channel out to however many people you can, man. We just having fun doing this, and appreciate you guys for tuning in. And don't forget to tune in next time on What's Next.